Absolution is a 2024 film directed by Hans-Peter Moland. It's written by Tony Gayton, and we have a cast including Liam Neeson as our protagonist. And it sounded quite interesting. I do like Liam Neeson. I haven't seen a tremendous amount of his films, but I'm trying to watch a lot more action and crime-based films, and this one seemed like a really good one to go with. Unfortunately, while I wouldn't say there is anything wrong with it, I just found this to be tremendously boring. Not a lot happens, and I'll talk about the narrative in a moment. Spoiler free, I won't give anything away. But not a lot happens, and I feel like maybe it's more character driven about the journey that he's on emotionally, and I found Neeson's character to be really, really dull. This is about, as he is described on IMDb, as an aging gangster who finds out that he's maybe not in the best of health, and he wants to try and connect or reconnect with his daughter. He doesn't have a relationship with her, but his long history as a mob enforcer is going to come back and bite him, and it's not going to give him the peace that he needs and the time that he wants to have with his daughter and her son, his grandchild. And in general, as a concept, I think it's quite a good idea, but the execution is just very, very dull. And as I said, I can see an argument. I don't know if this is the intended reading, but for me it seems to be more character driven. It's less about what's happening and more about how the character is feeling. I keep saying the character, he's called Thug, and it's more about, in my opinion, what he's feeling, what he's going through, reflections of his past, with what he wants to achieve with whatever time he has remaining. But because I found the character to be so boring, that meant that for me the whole film was pretty mundane, because the actual specifics of the narrative are not very interesting, and none of the characters, I'd say, are particularly interesting. I didn't dislike anybody, though. So, as I said, there's nothing about it that's particularly bad. There is nothing that is done poorly. It's just that I don't think anything is done in a way that's particularly exciting or interesting. So for me, it just didn't deliver. It just wasn't an enjoyable experience. Do I recommend it? I don't know. Because on the one hand, if you're into this kind of film, or if you're into films about gangsters and that kind of film, I don't think it would offer enough action. I don't think it has enough substance. If you're into films that are very character driven, I don't think the character is that interesting. So I guess if there's any reason you want to watch this, for example, you're a fan of Liam Neeson, then check it out. As I said, there's nothing about it that's badly done necessarily. It's just that it's not very well done in any way that's interesting. So I didn't think Absolution was a good film. I didn't really enjoy it. I wouldn't watch it again. If you're just looking for a recommendation for a good film, I don't recommend it. But if there's any reason why you do want to watch it, then it is watchable. So I'd say it's maybe worth checking out. But other than that, I'd say it's probably not got a lot to offer.